Come on, 12, let's go in here, boys. Come on, Cass, let's go.
It's coming down. Play.
So this brings David Kessler to the plate.
Good on, baby. Come on, 12.
Do we by any chance have the umpire still mic'd or no?
Yeah, the umpire's still mic'd. As we see
Good
Kessler
hustle, pick him up.
ground out for round number 2. They're mic'd up. The difference is the feed that goes to the ear isn't in your headset. You have to take one of your ears off.
Okay.
Come on, Brad.
To hear 'em. As tricky as that is.
Here's Brett McCullum. That's
Come on, Brad. Come on,
part
boys,
of the
get in
Louisville
there with
Slugger
it.
Bombers team.
Balls on you, sir. 2-0.
Young ball player.
They threw the ball around.
Keeps improving every year.
All right, hands coming down. Yes, sir. Play.
Has a lot of power.
Man, that is a rocket
Good
out.
swing, boss. Hey,
The left
play the
field.
glove. Play the glove. Let's
And
go.
Brian Wegman tracks it down to retire the side. Shoppe scores 3. We'll see what Laservision can do in the bottom of the first when we come back.
No, I'm good.
In the nation, we can't make every annoying thing disappear, but we can eliminate deductibles. Nationwide insurance members who add vanishing deductible get $100 off for every year of safe driving. Join the nation where deductibles go.
Nationwide is on your side.
You SSSA members, you could save money on your auto insurance. Call a local Nationwide agent or 1-866-556-SAVE.
Already got their Mike Masinko and our entire crew. Glad to have you with us. They're on ESPN3 about 2.5 hours. That's one of the reasons why they started this one a little early. Like, you didn't want to get in front of the home run derby tonight, and it's going to be quite a little show. I'm sure these guys are going to put
They
on.
wanted to get this a little bit earlier to
Make sure that there was no chance that it was going to go over
Ball's
where
in.
the home run derby is
Right.
supposed to start at 6:30.
Sure.
It's 10 seconds.
Oh yeah, no, and that way there gives them a little bit of time, and they haven't got to rush. And I think that's a plus too. Because we got what? We got a couple of ball players from both of these teams that are going to be in it.
Ball's in.
So they're going to be a little bit loosened up and definitely warmed up here with this.
Here we go. Ball's in.
Baker, Wegman, Philby, Kirby, Helmer, Kennington, Durick, Moyer, Buck, Lopez, and Rainwater. Lineup for Laservision Easton.
Yep.
Yeah, here's good old Bryson. As we said about it yesterday, Bryson's one of the few. There's about 5 or 6 players that have made all conference all 8 years,
Hands
and
coming down.
Bryson's one of them.
Gentlemen, I need you down.
It's a perfect way of showing you why, because he just laces that nice and easy single to right field.
All right.
Here's Wegman.
Yeah, Wegman, who's one of your all-around ball players, has all the tools: run, throw, hit, slide, can do it all.
Elmer, step down,
Has
please.
respect of all the other players in play.
Thank you.
Out of baby, Cliff.
Hands coming down, sir. Play.
Work. Move.
Back here, shorten it up.
Come on, Cliff.
Inside. Step over in front of me. Don't step over.
Right now, Vince. There you go. Yep.
Strike.
Head up, baby.
Called.
Get ready, D. Here we go, Vince.
Nice hit.
Beautiful shot. And we see Wegman and Baker both aboard, and that'll bring Kevin Philby to the plate. Told you about that KF30 that he has, brand new bat from Mikan, the first ever Ultramax.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
An ounce and a half on the end load.
Go ahead.
An And I'd say he likes that extra ounce and a half.
Oh, sure. Yeah, the majority of your Micans, you know, they all have a half an ounce or maybe an ounce load, but an ounce and a half, that gives a nice in load and helps that bat. That in load helps that bat come around when you're swinging. Helps generate that bat speed even more.
Boom.
Boom.
He just,
No doubt about that one.
Let's go!
That's a ball game tire. Laservision won the Sin City Classic. They won the first annual Columbus Bats Major, the Windy City Invite. They're coming off a very disappointing 9th place finish at the Nationwide Conference USSSA Championships.
Hands
they
coming
finished
down,
9th.
sir. Play.
That's what, according to USSSA.com, 9th place finish. They won 3 and 2. So you see Kirby at the plate.
Nice good. Better, baby, power. Good play, D. Hey, build off of me, guys. Catch!
So we got one out. We got a tie ball game, 3-3. We have Brett Helmer stepping up to the plate.
You got one ball on you, sir.
Brett, he's just as good as anybody else is hitting the base hit, is hitting a home run. He's really worked his game,
Covered it in the pregame.
hitting them singles. And it looks like he's using that new Easton bat also. It's like a bright green.
What do you think about that color bat?
No, here.
It
Up and down.
stands out. You can definitely see that.
Good nibble, good nibble.
You know, that's the whole key when you see these players batting and hitting bats. If you're far away, you can see what he's hitting with. That's a plus.
Come on, Cat. There.
Takes 3 pitches for a walk here.
Kennington is the batter. They only gave us one lineup card up here. We'll have to.
Hands coming
Yeah,
down.
Kevin Kennington here. This is a young, strong ball player. He's had a great year with him. And I remember back at the dual event in the beginning of the year, he was the one that won that home run derby contest.
He hit it to one of the deepest parts of the park, and he hits it off the Champion Stadium sign.
Yep.
Thank you.
Well hit ball right there.
And it's 5-3.
As that walk to Brett Helmer pays off for Laservision. The flag is just starting to move a little bit too, folks. The conditions of the field are basically the same. It carries more to right here than it does to left, but it doesn't really matter. It's so far.
Hands coming down.
You hit him out of here, you did
Play.
good.
Up.
Chad Durick is getting cranked up for the home run derby, but that time is going to end up short. Fly out for out number 2.
Right in that corner of this ballpark. If you hit it in that corner, you got to hit it with some on a line drive. You got to kind of like drive it through there. You hit that lofty fly ball there. For some reason, it just wants to hang.
Kyle Moyer. You can see the difference in the look on the scoreboard picture with the hair that's gone to locks of love.
Yeah, he definitely looks different.
It's clean shaven.
Yeah, yesterday when I saw him, I was like, man, who is that
Hands
guy?
coming down. Play.
Yeah, I don't remember him.
Sporting the sunglasses.
Good.
We're out here.
Good
Nothing else on that one.
There you go. Yes, sir. Let's go here. Let's go here.
Inning over. Laservision leads by 2 with an inning in the books here from ESPN's Wide World of Sports.
Right now. Come on.
Ready for championship play? The World Series Edition Duo 3 is here to help you win the ring. The bat features patented 454 technology. It comes ready to play right out of the wrapper. And with Rismondo Max Load, you'll get crushing power while finishing your swing. New for 2014 is the thinner HD handle to give you maximum torque, which brings you unsurpassed performance. Swing the same bat as the 7-time men's major champions. Get your limited edition Worth World Series Duo 3 only from a Rismondo representative or at RismondoSports.com.
Hey, play the game. We don't have to hit home runs all the time. Square up on the ball. Hit it square. Let's go.
Yeah.
Take care of yourself, boys. Come on.
He told me he came down. Yep. Here we go. Let me have a batter.
All right, here we go with the second inning. 2-run Laservision lead. These two major clubs, two powerhouse programs. Shoppe Backman, Taija Slugger, Laservision Easton. And Vincent Granado's first pitch pops up into the corner, and there's one out.
Come here.
Any early thoughts on MVP of the tournament? Still very early. We got a couple more big games between here and there.
Yeah, it's too early for that.
Come on, go!
No, I mean,
Boys,
you
get in
got,
there with him.
let's see, what do we got?
Take the lead.
2 games, 3 games left. If you, like, say, Laservision, they win this game. They would have, what, 2 games, 3 games after this?
Yep.
Same thing with Rismondo, so yeah, it's too early.
Good eye. Come on, boys, wake up in here. Let's
You know,
go.
a person can have a so-so tournament, and then them last 2 games, the games that count, and they perform well,
Right.
you know, they could be your MVP.
Strike.
Strike called. Kyle Cowart into right, and misplayed for a moment out there by Rainey, but look at how he composed himself. We'll have to take another look at that last play. Was the son? Maybe it was DW. He's out there in the backdrop.
Right in the mouth. Just hit it right in the mouth.
Well, you think DW is being a heckler out there?
Come on, E, let's go.
He's throwing
Start us
spitballs.
up.
DW says, nicely done. That's how I did it back in my days.
That was a nice play. I think that ball kind of like bottomed out. In other words, it went out there. It might have been knuckling a little bit and then just dropped.
Hands coming down, sir.
Eric Thompson now. 2 outs in the inning.
Nope, just out.
Come on, Lee.
Matt
Lee,
O'Hare.
get ready.
Got some of the inside. Maybe we should pop a headset on Matt O'Hare.
Boys, get in there with him.
I wouldn't say
He
that. You
may not be quite ready for prime time.
your left fielder is your best fielder out there. Oh yeah, no, you're absolutely right.
No, over.
Eric Thompson draws a walk.
And Rainwater, he's as good as he is. So you know, they got a good set there. As a boy bat, Andy Vitkak.
Yep.
Right, Vitkak. I got a little Jimi Hendrix music here in the background as he steps to the plate.
Looks like he's got the all-new Z3000 that we told you about last night.
Yes, he does.
Hands
Going to
coming
be
down.
available in February 2013. We gave away a Z2000 last night, and Mr. Porter said that he wanted a 26-ounce, and he wanted it to be a balanced. We got Courtney coming in. Courtney, this is a stick mic for you, and we'll have Matt Turney on, and we'll be able to bring you on to the broadcast as well. We get you a stool as well. It's tough to see beyond Mike Masenko. You want to go behind and to the second deck?
Use those hands, wherever you want to go. Come on, let's go. Wherever you want to go.
Here's Jonathan Lenz.
Hands coming down.
Here, welcome to the, it's in stick 2, Brett.
Yeah, Jonathan Lance, he's going to be your last batter here. Lee Powers coming up next.
There is going to be an RBI single. What are your thoughts on the tournament so far?
Well, there's been some interesting finishes and some, I'd say, some odd games so far. I mean, there's seems like the teams that everybody were expecting to be here are here, and you know, not one of your usual surprises yet that we usually see here. So, I think kind of interesting.
Yes, sir.
Lee Powers, the son of the Hall of Famer. It's got to be neat for you guys to see the legacy continue on in the family.
Yeah, Jimmy Powers and, of course, his Uncle Tot were two of the best, you know, that ever suited up. You know, Jimmy Powers, I think Mike would agree with this, one of the best all-time clutch hitters in the game.
Jimmy can definitely hit when it was time to perform. Jimmy. And I gotta give credit to his brother Tot, because Tot, as good as clutch hitter as he was too. I've seen Tot hit balls into special situations, and I mean the best part about Tot was he hit him a long way.
Yeah, they were both two of the best I've seen.
And he never would say too much. You know, he would laugh. Me and him would laugh at each other. You know, when he come to the plate, he'd say, "Man, don't you say nothing to me now."
Come on, boy.
I said, "I ain't gonna say nothing, Tot."
This guy's got to be one of the favorites for the home run derby tonight. Jimmy Coco's got so many home run derby titles here in this ballpark, and there's a look why. That time the ballpark's going to hold it. Didn't quite reach DW out there in right field.
No, he's put on some performances here that are memorable, that's for sure.
Yeah, I don't know in the history of this stadium
Good inning.
if there's been a guy more consistent about hitting home runs here since I've been coming to this event. He's got to be right up there, if not the leader.
Yes, he has performed well in this ballpark, that's for sure.
Courtney, what do you think for you? Is there been something that has stood out that's been the biggest surprise for you in this tournament, or surprise player, or somebody that's really stood out in your mind?
You know, I think the teams that everybody thought would be here at this stage are here. But I have to tell you, that game last night got a little tight on us.
Yeah.
You know, that Reds team, I got to give them a lot of credit. Those boys battled, you know, being down 18-0, you know, after the top of the first, they came back and, you know, didn't quit. They kept fighting and fighting and fighting. And,
sure,
you know, I got to, you know, give some props to, like, Andy Purcell had a huge hit in that game there in the 6th inning.
Yep.
Not to mention that outstanding play that Jeremy Yates made in left field, stealing that home run. You know, those two plays aren't made right there, boy. You don't know what could have happened.
And that Reds team, you know, they finished second in that Class A Worlds, and they're on a little roll of their own. It just showed last night, like you said, they're losing 18-0, but yet they come right back, and they didn't fold, they didn't get nervous, they come back, and it was a heck of a softball.
Yeah, that Herb's got a team he can really be proud of. I mean, those guys, you know, they don't always get a lot of press and everything, but those boys really battle hard. I mean, they're one of the teams that I would tell you probably don't want to face anytime during the tournament.
Gino Buck at the plate here in the bottom of the 2nd inning in a 5-5 ball game. I think it's got to be special that you take a look at that Reds-Astros team in this tournament, and for those that are saying that, you know, the sport's on the decline, you see all those young players that are getting in it, getting excited. That's got to be excited even for the veterans to see how the sport's continuing and carrying on.
Well, they're laden with some guys that maybe aren't household names, but in the very near future could be. That Chad Mullins comes to mind. I mean, he's got some tremendous power at the plate. You know, and I think too that they seem to just gel and get along good. And again, I think that's a testimony to why they battle so hard on the field.
Right, and they gelled at the right time.
Correct.
Yeah, you're right. Chad Mullins, he hit one off that champion sign last night above that champion.
Yeah.
When that flag was straight down.
Yep.
The ball wasn't flying. He hit a bomb.
Yep. That was impressive.
Lopez popped up.
I don't know if that's popped up. I'd say skied up. That was about 400 foot straight up.
One out.
These games during the day, you just don't ever really know what's going to happen. I mean, it seems like when the sun goes down, the old saying that, you know, when the sun goes down, the stars come out. So,
well, and this would have been if it isn't for the home run derby starting at 6:30, and that's where you see the stars of the home run derby really start at 8 o'clock, if you will.
Hands coming down, sir.
If it wasn't for that, this obviously would be a primetime game. Just difficult on a Friday night to have this game, a home run derby. We'd be here till 3 in the morning.
Yeah. I mean, It's hard enough getting sleep while you're down here as it is. That would definitely put a damper
Come
on
on,
it.
no freebies here. Come on, kid, work hard.
That's it. You play ball, and go back,
still out
sleep,
here.
get back up, come back, play some more ball.
Yeah, and I have to say the way they have it formatted is pretty team friendly, really. Until you get to Saturday, you know, you got time to recoup, or you know, if you bring your families down here to spend time with your families at all the different attractions around Orlando. I really like the way they have it set up. It's really a great reward for a lot of these teams that get here.
Bryson Baker is your batter with 2 on and 1 out. And special for this year, a team like Addictive. First time they made the tournament is they expanded the tournament to 18 teams, and even getting a military team involved is special as well.
Yeah, those guys, you know, getting in, and I went down there and talked to them after the game. They're one of our work-sponsored teams, so I got a chance to go down there and talk to them after their game, and you know, just kind of give them some props and tell them, a lot of these guys, to be able to have this in their resume that they came and played in this event is quite an accomplishment.
Come on, Cat.
Bryson Baker. How about that? Look what I found in my glove.
Nice play.
You don't see many outs come off that man's bat.
It's in Granados.
He is an impressive hitter. He's a tough out, that's for sure.
One of the hardest in the conference.
That'll bring Wegman to the plate.
That's why he's been all conference 8 years.
Yeah. Well said, Mike.
Hands coming down.
Come on, Bryson Baker always wins this tournament. Isn't that the key? You get him on, he's the good luck charm.
Hard to argue that track record.
It seems like he's the guy. When we used to play in the Smoky Mountain, Charlie Wright was the guy.
Yeah?
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. If you had Charles on your team, he won like 6 or 7 in a row. And you had him on your team, it was the same thing as this. It was like, you got a real good chance of winning.
That guy right there is one of the best ever put on a pair of cleats, no doubt about it.
Who, Charles?
Charles Wright.
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
sir.
Here's Philby. Seems like every time he's come to the plate in this tournament, he's hit a bomb.
And he's got guys on base, so that's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah. And as Mike will attest to, this is a left-hand hitter's paradise.
Play! I only wish that I was 20 now.
Big man, I've seen you hit them in your day, and you'd be putting on a show here as well.
Wow.
Yes, Philby hits another one out there by that yellow wall.
Well, Philby now has 7 home runs in this tournament, tied with Chris Greinert of Nordcap. He's got 7. The next best is Salas with 5. And Kirby's got 5 of his own in this tournament going into this at-bat.
I'll tell you that Jimmy Salas hit one last night. That was quite impressive. And as I said, the flag was down. It wasn't muggy, but it just seemed like the ball wasn't flying. And he hit it over that Wide World Sports scoreboard.
Wow.
Yeah, when I was walking in today, I think that ball went by me just about a half hour ago. I don't know if it's landed yet.
I didn't know. I knew he had power, but I mean, a guy hits a ball like that. I mean, that's serious power.
It's 10-5, our score.
He was trying to hit your car. Is what he was trying to do, Corny.
I can remember years and years ago, back in 2000, with the Dan Smith team when I was out here, I saw Wendell Ricard hit one over that clock out there, and man, this whole place went nuts. And you see that a lot more nowadays.
Oh, yeah.
These guys have really gotten locked in and in tune. They're hitting them a long way.
Sure.
Hands coming down, sir. Play.
Helmer trying to give Laservision a 6-run lead into the corner. That one gets out to the DW party deck.
As he hits
Did he
it
rent
out,
that out, do you know?
Say that again.
Did DW rent that out in right field? He's got the party deck. He's got quite a little contingent of people.
I'll tell you right now, that's a cool setup out there. He's got some guys out there with him. He's got his video camera with him, I'm sure.
Yeah, and that tent, that's been here the whole weekend right there. That's
Coming down, sir.
We've dubbed that tent out there. It's called the House Cat Lounge.
Oh, yeah?
In honor of Howie
Stand.
Crouch. Yeah, that's his domain out there.
6-run Laservision lead. Kennington. I thought at first he didn't get enough. Yeah, it's going to come up short. Play made to retire the side, but Laservision scores 6, and they lead at 11-5 as we head to the third here at ESPN's Wide World of Sports.
Are you ready? I'm ready. Bring it. Are you ready? It's on. It's on.
We're back here at ESPN's Wide World of Sports. Bernie Gunther, Mike Masinko, and Corny from Worth. And you just saw that legit commercial. And, you know, overall, we talk about how many great bats there are out there. But as far as performance, Worth is right up there with all of them. I have in my hand the World Series Edition Duo number 3 that is available only at RismondoSports.com. We'll start with this one. Can you tell me a little bit about this bat?
Yeah, that's one that we actually just launched last week. That's an exclusive bat to Rismondo Sports. It is, you know, our legit two-piece design, basically, with the Rismondo patented end load, which gives the hitter a little more weight at the end of the bat. So when they're pushes them to throw their hands out there. It also has our thinner handle on the bottom of it than what you've seen on some of the traditional two-piece bats we've had. And I got to tell you,
I hear that it tested pretty well right out of the wrapper. That's the rumor, at least.
Well, I mean, I can't speak to that because I haven't actually tested one myself.
Here we go, boys. Come on in here.
The guys that have hit them have been very impressed with it. I know some of the teams that are in town playing in the C division and stuff have bought some, and they've
come on, machine, let's go.
Blackburn leading things off here in the top of the third. What do you guys have on the docket that's going to be new? What are you guys working towards? We're starting to get that We're starting to see some of the 2014 bats rolling out. Obviously, I'm sure you want to clear some of the 2013.
Well, we still have quite a few of our current legit models, which is all the two-piece bats. We also have the new 454 sick bats, which just launched about a month and a half ago.
Oh,
so
wow.
we still have some bats out on the marketplace, and I know that our engineers at Worth are constantly striving to make a better product, whether it be through wall designs or handle designs, knob designs. I mean, they're always working on something. Kind of keeps Worth on the cutting edge of technology, which is where we want to be, because the competition's pretty stiff right now.
Neil Haglund with a solo shot that makes it 11-7. Coop was with us, DT, who spent a number of years at Worth, but now with Louisville Slugger. One of the things they were talking about is the bats altogether, no matter what manufacturer you go. A lot of them still coming real hot. They're real great bats, but the biggest thing you guys are working on now is durability, trying to get that extra couple of swings out of that bat, and that's critical in the market as well.
Yeah, and I think where it's really kind of changed for us too is that, like in the senior market.
Yeah.
And Big Cat here can attest to that a little bit too. But the senior market, the rule of thumb is, people buy these bats and almost expect them to break in a number of swings. So I think the new legit senior bat we came out with this year really addresses the durability. That's been probably the strongest of any senior bat we've ever had.
Come on, boys, get in there with him.
And even with these, the bats that we have now, that these guys down here are using, I think that it is important, Bernie, and we're, again, trying to find that right where you draw the line between durability and performance. Is always tough on an engineer. But our guys are the best there is, so I'm very confident that everything we've had either this year or coming down the pike will only get better.
Oh yeah, you guys got some great bats, and definitely that legit senior bat there, Corny. That's a great bat. You watch a guy like Don Clatterbones, about 64, 65 years old. And I'm telling you, he still hits the ball as hard as almost any of these young kids out there. And he's hitting lasers 340, 350. As I said, at 65 years old with this bat, the bat's quite impressive.
Yeah, Clatter, I mean, there's no doubt, Mike, that Clatter's one of the best senior players on the circuit. I mean, his numbers every weekend, he sends me updates sometimes, via email. I'm looking at this guy's numbers, and I'm like, you got to be kidding me. I mean, he's still killing it at his age, and I tell you, he still hits it a long way.
Oh, yeah, it's funny. It's like, how did Clatter do it? Well, he's 26 for 28, 27 for 29. I mean, he makes very, very, very few outs.
And by the way, he's still pretty strong too. He's using a 30-ounce bat at his age, which is even more impressive.
Yeah.
He bought one of my Twilights that I had handpicked for myself and put aside because it was 30 and it was the heaviest one in the box. And he wanted that one there, so me being a nice guy, I sold it to him.
Well, like I said, with the kind of the senior worlds all coming up down the pike here, I'm sure his name will be in a lot of all tournament teams, not MVP lists.
Oh yeah, there's no two ways about it. They got a great team. They've won a couple of. I think they won that spot down in Dalton last week. They've won a number of tournaments this year. And, that's going to be a fun tournament out there in Vegas. It has 400 senior teams.
Yeah, I'll be out there actually playing myself this year, so I'm looking forward to it. Yeah,
I saw you taking some cuts. You look pretty sharp in the stadium.
Well, you know, as you get older, you don't get out there as often as you'd like to, but, you know, it's, you know, again, it's nice to have, you know, a good bat in your hands that you got confidence in, even at my age.
We put on our Facebook, you got any questions for Corny of Worth? You know, you guys are the experts, and I know that was one of the biggest things that they liked last night with DT up here, getting to say, you know, what's next, what's great, you know, and it's always great to hear it from the horse's mouth as opposed to the rumors and the message boards, and some of that stuff gets twisted around. I mean, you know, we talked about it. One of the things that is we see, wow, an unbelievable grab out there in center field by Kyle Coward. Let's take another look at this before we go back to the bats.
That ball was hit a ton, and that wind just like pushed it that way. It started out by the middle of that scoreboard, ended up in the corner over there.
Well, old Flea out there, that's his nickname, Flea. He's been making plays like that for a long time, and this right here is no different than what I've seen him do hundreds of times in his career. This guy covers a lot of ground, and that is one heck of a play.
Yes, it is.
It's one out in an 11-7 ball game. You know, one of the things that they really were touching on last night, and even David Evil backed it up as we see Moyer crank this one back and deep and into the bullpen for a home run. And so you're just talking about the player models, because there's always this great perception out there that even, and Resmondo, I think maybe one of the biggest key is that nobody can believe that the bat, this Resmondo World Series duo is the bat that you can buy and the bat that the Resmondo players swing. And even Mike has mentioned back in the day things were a little bit different, but that is how it is today. And even David Evil was backing it up, saying that you guys know that as far as the legality is concerned, that if you guys made a separate, different model for the players that wasn't approved by USSSA, that could be in trouble of getting the stamp on the bat.
Well, I'll be honest with you. I go to tournaments all the time, CDE. I got guys around the house that are always asking me, you know, hey, what's the difference between the bat I would buy at a store and the bat these players get? And the answer is none. I mean, that's the same bat that those guys use. You know, you have to realize these guys take a lot of batting practice. They're constantly working at their craft. And one of the things, you know, I think that gets discounted sometimes is, you know, the players that are at this level, and I've had the privilege to be around a lot of them for the last 12, 13 years, is the guys at this level play each other a lot during the season. And when you think about the batting averages that you see, you go to like the USSSA website and look at the conference stats, it is amazing to me the numbers these guys put up, considering they're playing teams that almost have a good idea where they're going to hit it most of the time. And yet they still bat in the high sixes, mid sevens. I mean, some of them eights. It is absolutely amazing that these guys are that good. And you take guys like a Dennis Ruley, who, you know, he may not be known for hitting home runs, but, you know, they'll stack, you know, with these 5-man infields, they'll stack the side on him over there. And this guy will get 5-foot hole, you know?
Yeah.
He does it over and over again. And I mean, to me, that's a testimony to how good these guys are. So kind of, you know, to what you were talking about, Bernie, is, you know, these bats, you know, there's an old saying that, you know, sometimes the Indian matters as much as the arrow. So,
Yeah.
And I think that in what you're talking about, I think that would, you know, these guys really, I think these guys could use any bat, to be honest with you. I think that any bat in their hands, they're going to look good.
No, I agree.
And, you know, I mean, I know back home, Jeff Hall is a really good friend of mine. I hit with him all the time.
Right.
I've seen Jeff use, you know, Easton's. I've seen him use Worths. I've seen him use every brand out there. And aluminum, composite, it really doesn't matter. I mean, when these guys are good, they're good.
Got a question from Adam. He said that he knows that Resmondo is a USSSA team, but wondering why Worth doesn't make a Resmondo max load for ASA.
Well, we actually do. We actually have a 454 SICK Rismondo bat, and
It's coming out.
it's a one-piece. It's out on the market now. Yeah, it's out on the market now, and so we are trying to come out with we try to do a bat for all associations. We try to keep the same technology. So the only difference would be is your different exit speeds and different associations.
Let's go!
Andrew wants to know what your favorite bat of all time is.
Well, I got to tell you, being a senior now, it would definitely be the senior legit.
Yeah.
But if I had to say, the bat that I really like that's out on the market now, it's kind of a toss-up between the Jeff Hall legit, which is the black and pink one, and I also like the orange legit, which is the Rismondo legit that's out.
Let's go,
12-7 score. Eric Thompson at the plate with one away. Bradford just wants to know what made you decide to play slow pitch instead of other sports you could have chose.
Well, when I was in high school, playing different sports and everything in school, and then you get out of school and you start thinking about. Actually, I got when I was living in Miami, I started playing out on Key Biscayne in an all Latin league. And I think I was about one of the few guys out there that spoke English, and I played out in this Latin league for a long time and really started liking it. And then I started, believe it or not, at one time I used to be an outfielder, so
Let's
used to
go,
run around the
boys!
grass a lot. But that was back in the 4 outfield days.
Come on, Shoppe, let's
it's a little
go!
bit different, but just really, always liked baseball. So I guess when you can't play baseball, no more slow pitch softball's the next best thing.
That's it. Slow pitch is a great game.
Got a question for Chris about the price, the difference in price for the Players Series bats and any other bat out there.
Well, like I said, you can Google any of these bats. Any Worth bat you like, or for that matter, any bat in our line. And there's numerous sites. There's local team dealers. There's a lot of different places that you can buy them.
Come on, boys, feed on that.
The one that just came out here, that's available at Rismondo Sports.
Yep.
And but we also do other.
Matt got us unplugged there. It's not good. There you are. You're back.
But anyway, the prices are across the board. We have set pricing on a lot of these bats.
Hands coming down.
Fight!
Well, one of the things that the people can do, it takes a little time, but if you go on the internet and search, throw the name in that search engine up there, and you can go and you can get some different prices from different places. And it's amazing how some, what they're supposed to sell them at and what they do sell them at. So, I mean, if you do a little homework, you might be able to get a good price on the bat, somewhere where it would be surprising to you.
Yes, sir!
Yeah. And there's some places out there that even say, hey, when you call in, this is a set price that we're supposed to have. But you call in and throw me a price, and then I'll think about maybe selling it to you that day.
Matt O'Hare is a man of many things, but obviously he's tripped your wire where we're going to change out your mic cord in a second so we can hear you again, Corny. Jonathan Lenz is the batter. Shoppe has 2 on with 1 out. Might get to the point in this ballgame where Shoppe needs to start to really try to push if they're going to have a chance, especially with the fact in this ball game that they're the visitors and they're not the home team.
Oh yeah, they got they've been trailing since the first inning. I mean, they're trailing now, and they just got to, try to put something together here. Here's Lee Powers, their leadoff batter. He's got 2 guys on. This would be a nice spot for him to launch one.
There you are. Wow, that's much better.
We back.
You got to turn your program down, Brett.
Hands coming down.
Come on, area with all the feedback that we're having.
Nope, here.
Get over!
I don't even think I'm on now.
Come on, Lee.
There you are.
Am I back on? I think so.
Ground ball and the play made, and that retires the side. Laservision up 12-7. We'll take a break and we'll come back to ESPN's Wide World of Sports.
You see what I'm saying?
The 2014 DeMarini Stadium 2.1 and CL22 are ready to strike fear in the competition. Loaded with a revolutionary design and unmatched durability and feel. The Stadium 2.1 features a balanced 13-inch S.1 composite barrel. The CL22 clears the wall with a 12-inch end-loaded option for heavyweights. Both bats feature a SC4 aluminum alloy handle for a one-piece feel with a two-piece design. Step up to the plate with Stadium Power Tour sluggers Larson, Pokraka, and Rockoff. DeMarini, insane dedication to performance.
Not going to take your warm-up.
Back here at ESPN's Wide World of Sports, the USSSA Men's Major World Series. And Corny, good question from Hector. And I know you're a little bit biased, but he wants to know who you're picking to win it all this year.
Well, you know, it's hard to bet against
the guys that swing your
my
bat,
Rismondo
right?
guys, but you know, I mean, it's again, you know, this tournament. There's so many things that can happen, or so many ways things can go that, you know, obviously for the Worth brand, I'd love to see any of our Worth teams win this, but, you know, we've got to, I think the Rismondo team, after such a successful season, you know, it would be disappointing if they didn't, but.
Anything can happen.
Yeah,
anything can happen. Absolutely.
Rainwater leads off the bottom of the fourth. Laservision leading Shoppe 12-7. This is a good question, and Ryan wants to ask both of you guys, if either of you had to play at the D or E level, how would you approach finding the bat, and what would you do to maximize your offensive output while still trying to keep it in the park?
We'll let Mike answer that.
Well, definitely a person like me where I geared myself with one swing, and that gear was hit the ball hard.
Right.
If I was an E player and I wasn't even allowed to hit no home runs, and I was playing softball, I would have to work on it during the week in batting practice. Simple as that. You know, you got to have somebody pitch to you. You're going to need a screen for sure.
Right.
Because, you know, that's one of the spots when guys want to hit base hits, they hit the middle. So you got to work on it no matter what you're doing. If you got to hit base hits, you got to work on hitting base hits. And that I would be trying to do during the course of the week.
Yeah, and coming from a guy like me that played C and D ball and B, and, you know, almost really all the different levels, is I would tell you that what Mike said is exactly right. If you want to be a good hitter, you've got to go take batting practice. You've got to learn to hit from the right field line to the left field line, you know, hitting different, what I always call different lanes. You know, you got to be able to do that. And if you go to take batting practice, all you want to do is hit home runs. You know, when it comes time to hit a base hit, you're going to have problems.
Yeah, hitting home runs like that, especially if you're playing Class E or Class D, where there's only not so many home runs, and you want to hit home runs, well, then you better get in a bunch of home run derbies.
Yeah.
Or just
move up.
Yeah, either move up, or if you can't move up, then I guess you'll just be taking batting practice a lot, because when it comes to game time, you're not going to be playing too much because you're going to be hitting balls for outs.
Right.
And once again, you're going to have to practice what you want to be good at. Like me, you know, I practice on pulling the ball and hitting the ball hard, and then trying to have the same swing, try to duplicate that same swing. And if it's hitting base hits, and if it's hitting backside between that shortstop and third, I'm going to work on that. If it's pulling the ball, I'm going to work on it. But like Corny says, you know, foul line to foul line, you really need to work on all lanes.
I can remember years ago when I was living in Tampa, I used to go watch the Cigar City shootout they used to have at Greco Park, and I can remember when Mike was playing with Richie Superior. And a funny story, there was a guy sitting up in the stands, and there was a pretty red Jeep out in right field out in the parking lot. And a guy walked up to this guy and said, you know, buddy, you guys might want to move those cars that are out there in the parking lot, because these guys will hit them out there. And the guy said, ain't nobody going to hit that Jeep out there, I promise you. Well, Big Cat dispelled that rumor. He hit one right off the guy's windshield about 380 feet out. So, you know, so when he tells you he goes after it, he ain't kidding. He does go after it.
Yeah, I'm swinging hard just in case I hit it right.
Here's Kirby at the plate. You got a man in this booth that's living on the edge. You'd look over the 385 sign, and right there in the power alley, you find Matt O'Hara's Mountaineer. Is he living on the edge or what?
Definitely.
I guess he knows George Gonzalez locally here who has a body shop, so maybe that's why he feels more comfortable.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you right now, I don't know if I can tell you I wouldn't park my car there.
No, no way.
And mine's a rental.
Well, you got 3 more days.
Come on, get it
2 more
out.
days. There's a chance.
Yep.
Kirby, base hit.
You'd almost be better parking the car up on that hill over there than parking it out there, because it, for some reason, from that 385 mark all the way down to that line at 335, it flies out of here.
It sure does.
And this man stepping into the box right here may just show us
That's it.
exactly what we're talking
wall,
about.
right?
That's it. Laservision continues to put runs up on the board here. You got a runner on second base, and Brett Helmer's at the plate. Brett is a former home run champion of the tournament, home run champion of the home run derby, and I think he's one of the guys that has been all conference in the last 8 years.
Ground ball. Helmer's retired, hitting over. Laservision scores just 2. We'll take a break. We'll head to the 5th. Here from ESPN's Wide World of Sports, Laservision trying to move on to the winner's bracket final.
If you play slow pitch, you already know the Z2000 is one of the most popular bats in the sport. We updated the Z2000's technology to put it ahead of the curve for 2014. The Z2000 is built with pure 360 composite barrel material. For you, that means a more forgiving barrel, a larger sweet spot, and a cleaner sounding pop with every hit. Exclusive technology, lighter swing weight, proven design. That's how the Z2000 will leave its mark on the game. How will you leave yours?
Go! Right now! Hey, spray the ball around the field, guys. That's the fun!
Back here at ESPN Wide World of Sports, Shoppe scored 3 in the first, 2 in the second, 2 in the third. And they trail, however, by 7. And a big opportunity here at the top of the lineup. Timmy Coco, Blackburn, Neil Haglund. Randy's got a question for you, wondering how the old ASA bats, such as the Orange Mayhem, are going to perform with the new 52 core ball.
Well, that's a really good question. You know, the 52 core ball has changed a lot of the what people perceive with bats these days. You know, it's obviously made to perform with a higher COR and a lower compression. So I would say, that if he's talking about the original Mayhem, that bat right there will still get it done. But as far as if it's still approved for ASA, I don't think it is.
Blackburn gets aboard. Home Run Derby on ESPN 3 coming up in, I guess, an hour and a half. Your thoughts? Who do you like?
Well, what I'm saying is it's going to be a show. Now, when I looked on the ESPN 3-inch site, it had it listed at 8:30. So I'm guessing it's is that correct? Tape delayed tonight?
No, it's live. It's maybe is your computer on another time zone? Let me check it upcoming here.
Came through.
6:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and 9 o'clock is the semifinal.
Yeah, they had it listed on the ESPN 3 site at 8:30.
So at least it's up to date now,
right?
The right way. So yeah, at 6:30 it's live right here, and we will have a wide shot of the field. ESPN obviously will have the main broadcast that you want to tune into tonight, but at least you get a look in here if you're trying to watch from afar, which is good. And who do you like tonight in the Home Run Derby?
Man, You know, that's really tough because a lot of it's going to depend on where that flag's going up there. But it's hard to bet against some of the lefties. But, you know, I'm looking at the way Jimmy Salas is hitting it. You know, Andy Purcell. You know, you got Jeremy Eisenhower, who's left-handed. I mean, there's a lot of good hitters hitting in that thing tonight. And I mean, Mike can probably attest to it, but you know, just depends on how these guys feel when they get here. And you know, and one of the things that gets overlooked too is whoever they got pitching to them has got a lot of pressure on them because they got to make sure they throw it where they like it, and that's not always easy.
Come on, Brett.
Brett McCullum at the plate. 14-9. Shoppe trying to work their way back into this ball game. What's impressed you the most about this level of softball the last couple of years, and in some way how it's grown? Because it seems like the pieces of the puzzle really started to come back together.
Well, I think the first thing I'd like to say is I think the conference has improved the game immensely. I think it's very organized. It's well scheduled. You know, these events are purposely put into great places around the country to showcase, you know, these players and these teams' talents. So that's the first part of the puzzle. You know, you got great schedule, great facilities, and it's very well organized. But again, you know, going back to what I said earlier, I think one of the things that impresses me the most is, especially when they play in these stadiums, you know, is the ability of these guys to hit against these the 5-man infields and the 3-man outfields. I mean, I think it's, you know, just it's quite a testimony to the amount of batting practice they take and how they sharpen their skills. You know, and then also, you know, of course, the raw power a lot of these guys have. I mean, the ability to hit softballs 350, 400 feet is, you know, you see a lot of, you know, I've been around a lot of softball my whole life, and, you know, it just amazes me how far some of these guys can hit a softball. It's unbelievable.
Let's go, Vic, do you?
Got an interesting question from Josh. He wants to know, how do you guys come up with the names of the bats? The Booger, the Dudo, what sparks it?
Well, you know, we get input from our various dealers. We also have a gentleman inside the Worth office named Tim Lord who comes up with a lot of these names. And, you know, the other thing that we have at Worth is we have arguably the best design team.
Yeah.
And when you look at the graphics on some of these bats, I mean, what they look like now and what they looked like 20 years ago.
Because graphics, sometimes that's what it's all about. Somebody may not even want to swing it. They just want to look at what it looks like.
Yeah. I mean, it's actually quite incredible when you think about it. You know, the names, you know, softball's kind of an edgy game. You know, the guys that play it are kind of edgy. Some of them are out there, and, you know, you got to come up with stuff that really catches people's people's ears and eyes.
That one falls fair.
Yep, there's
Cowart's going to bring in another run as here's Granados coming in to score.
See, there's a perfect example of a line-to-line, you know, the guy that can hit from line to line. Here's a left-handed hitter hitting that chalk down there. It's pretty impressive.
Amazing.
And you can best bet that Brian out there in left field didn't see that coming. Shoppe's battling here.
Yeah, that's what, you know, we thought last night that the Reds game was one that you could have called it quits in some way. Many teams may have called it quits when they were trailed 18-0 after the top of the first inning. Right?
Well,
but the Reds team kept trucking, and before you knew, you woke up and you're like, man, we're right in the heart of a ball game here.
Yeah, they have a little bit of a track history of, you know, getting behind early and then battling back late and make it very interesting. Like I said, they're a very scrappy team. I mean, they just don't quit, and they kept a lot of innings alive. Had some big innings on us, and before you know it, it was a 9-run lead.
Thompson helps produce the 5th run of the 5th. And here's Andy Witzak now. Making a run, Corny.
Oh, yeah. I mean, hey, listen, this game here, you never know. I've seen some crazy stuff happen in softball.
What's one of the craziest things you've seen?
Well, I don't have to really go back too far. It was in Cincinnati. I know we were down, 17, 18 runs in one game late in the game, come back and won that one, and then down in the nightcap against Laservision, down significantly in that game and came back and won that, and then in the championship game on a Sunday, same scenario. I mean, again, you look at Reds, how they battle. Them Rismondo guys, they don't ever quit. I mean, those guys play very well together. They believe in each other. And, a true professional organization that really gives it everything they got. Look at here.
Well, it's going to be a base-clearing triple, and it's a one-run ball game.
And this was really the inning that Shoppe had to make their move, because keep in mind, Laservision's got the hammer.
Yeah. Casey Rogowski now. Larry Cortucci is coming over.
No, it don't matter.
And it seems like he's been very adamant the entire time. Let's see if we can listen in to what the umpire is saying.
Hey, stay up. Good job.
He's looking to make a substitution here.
That's what it looks like, possibly.
Oh, pinch hitter.
So it's going to be Jonathan Lentz stepping in, as opposed to Casey Rogowski.
Interesting move.
Strike!
Sometimes you got a feeling, though, don't you?
Yeah, well, yep. Coach Q's been there a while. He's he knows his team, so it's sometimes people ask me all the time, with the talent of these guys, where do the coaches stand in that? And it's moves like this that will tell you really quick. These guys know their teams.
Separates the winners from the losers.
Play.
And now their whole dugout is up and talking and looking at this.
Now we know why he did it. There you go.
It worked, and it ties the ball game. Lentz has an RBI tying single, and look at Shoppe. They trailed by 7 at the start of the inning, and they scored 7, and it's 14-14.
Well, Mike, let's see what Mr. Lee does here.
Well, what do we got? Guy on first base and 2 outs. I think I'd go for a base hit. Just keep that inning going. They got the momentum going over there. I wouldn't want to hit it. He's got to hit it perfect to get it out of here.
Right. Well, one thing we know with Mr. Lee, he's going to hit it hard somewhere.
That's right. He's got the power to blow it right out of here.
Good on. Good job, Cat.
Powers goes to the gap.
Get on there.
And that one just hangs up too long and retires the side, but Shoppe right back in the heart of this ball game after scoring 7 in the 5th. It's a 14-14 score on USSSALive.com.
USSSA is the largest multi-sport athletic association in the world. Headquartered in beautiful Osceola County, Florida, USSSA has now grown to 3.7 million members, competing in 14 sanctioned sports. From fast-pitch softball, basketball, taekwondo, and golf to being one of the largest youth baseball programs in the country, USSSA has a sport for you. Log on to USSSA.com to find out how you can take part.
Play the best and play USSSA.
Back here at ESPN's Wide World of Sports, glad to have you with us. USSSA Men's Major World Series. Great time to enjoy a little bit of this game that we all know and love. And man, what a great platform this is every year. What a special setting it is. And this place oftentimes is electric. You especially even last year, a lot of people stayed even though there was rain during the Home Run Derby.
Yeah, the crowd last year was quite impressive considering the rainy conditions, and I'm sure tonight, if our weather stays like it is now, should be a pretty big crowd here. You know, one of the good things is having these other tournaments going around, you know, around the stadium here.
That's
you know,
it.
down on the lower fields there. It's great that these guys get to come up here with all the other games going on, and during their you know, break times between games, come up here and watch some really good softball.
How many Class C teams we got here? How many's in that tournament?
I'm not sure, Mike. I mean, it's.
I thought it was 172.
172 teams.
Don't hold me to it.
No, but we're talking. That's a lot of teams. 150 teams. Then you got the girls, right?
Yeah, and the girls as well. Sorry, Christian's going the wrong way on his iris. He's opened it way up. There we go. That's a little better. And a record-breaking night for USSSA Live last night. 14,000 unique visitors to USSSALive.com. We're already almost at 10,000 unique people coming today.
Wow.
So we're glad people are tuning in, and you know, the following of the sports continues to grow and grow, it seems like.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, again, that's a testimony to the organization and the great job that they do from the, you know, from Don Senior, you know, down to the staff and everybody that's involved in USSSA. They really put a great product out on the field.
Yes, they have.
Chad Durick, this one, it hangs up. Is it going to get out? It does.
I'm telling you, that corner spot right there, you don't know unless it's blown on a line drive. There's a chance it might stay in the ballpark.
And there's a guy there that just hit that ball that could be a favorite tonight again, because if I'm not mistaken, he was
won
the
it last year, yeah.
winner of it last year, right?
That's right.
Pound for pound, he hits it as far as anybody.
That's right. That was a big home run there. That was a big, because, I mean, you're coming in here in the, what do we got? We got the bottom of the fifth. Is it the bottom of the fifth?
Yeah, bottom of the fifth inning.
So that was a big hit there. That gives them the lead again.
Hands coming down. Play!
Here's another guy that a few years ago put on quite a show here.
Yeah, and I believe
Kyle Moore.
And he hit it out last time.
There goes another. Looks like he got that one, too.
That's out of here, too.
Right over to House Cat Lounge.
That's it. So like last night when, you know, when one team kind of puts a little heat on them there, you know, your top two teams here, Laservision and Rismondo, they respond right back, like right there. You know, they could come in and not fold up like a chair, but, you know, come in and maybe struggle a little bit, but boom, boom, they're right back on it.
Yeah, well, that's a testimony to how, you know, Travis puts that team together. You know, he makes sure that the guys that are on the team are good fits, that they, you know, understand that they, you know, they don't panic.
Yep.
When the chips look like they're down or whatever, you don't see anybody, you know, falling apart or, you know,
or getting down on the other
getting
teammate.
down on each other.
Yeah.
I mean,
They're pulling for
I've been
each
in the
other.
other dugouts plenty of times, you know, coaching against them, and I can tell you, I always tell the teams when we play them, I said, guys, if you think you're going to get on them early and they're going to fold up, you can forget it, because it ain't going to happen.
Not until that last whistle. As Gino Buck hits a line shot off the one hop by the 385 sign for a stand-up triple.
And here's Sam Lopez and a 3-run Laservision lead, 17-14.
And the first 4 batters have been on.
Yep. See what Big Sammy does.
Here's a guy that hits it a ton, too.
Yeah, he's very, very strong individual.
Into the corner, man, that almost was a line drive.
That's
getting
fair.
out of the park. 18-14. Well, the home run derby has an unusual participant, if you will. Christine Dowling is going to be a female once again. And with more on that story, let's check in with the third member of our team, Kristen Bedard. KB, what do you got?
We got time.
KB, I'm not sure that we hear you right now, so we'll get back with you in a shortly. Maybe we got to check your mic in with Paul's just to make sure that it's all hooked up and ready to go. But that is a story, though, and she put on quite a show last night, showing that as a female, she can hit it a long way as well.
Yeah, I think it was, I'm sure whoever was hitting behind her last year had a little bit of pressure on him there as well.
Is Gene Shoppe is going to make a pitching change here. That brings to the plate Brian Rainwater. And I got a funny feeling Brian's going to try to launch one here at this time.
Again, another strong lefty, and you know, he's been around the circuit a while now, so he's a veteran hitter.
He was the MVP of this tournament, and there goes a long fly ball. The question is it fair or foul? I believe it's fair, and it's a long home run.
And Laservision kind of answering the bell here. So
yeah, that's what I said. They're coming right back here, pounding it right on you.
Now the question will be when Gene Shoppe gets out of this inning, how do they react?
Exactly. Exactly. You know, they're already thinking to themselves, geez, we got up, got close and tied them. We thought we might be in the ball game. And now they're back slapping us in the face.
Here he comes again. This guy here, hard out.
Play.
Bryson Baker.
No, get down here, missed it.
He's probably going to hit it right there at that second base umpire. He threw that outside pitch.
Play.
He fools everybody and hits it right down the third base line. And he's going in for a stand-up double.
That's the thing that, you know, with him that's so hard is how to defend him. And, you know, that's why I always say you take guys like himself and Dennis Ruley, not big in stature, but let me tell you something, those guys can hit it through about seems like a foot. You could give them a foot of space,
right,
and they can find a way to get it through there. So.
And those kind of hitters, I used to always say, hey guys, just stay home and I would holler it out there on the field. Let him make the mistake. You know what I'm saying? You know, just give him something to think about. Stay home, guys. Don't be breaking one way or another. Let him make the mistake at the plate. You know, and every now and then you get one like that. As Wegman almost hit that umpire like I thought.
Tony's awake now.
Good morning.
They've answered back with 6 runs. Now Wegman on second base, and look who it brings to the plate.
Yeah, still nobody out either.
Captain,
so they're going to have to do something here. This could turn out to be a huge inning.
We'll give him a nickname today. We're going to call him Captain Dynamite.
All right, hands coming down.
And again, you just talk about how ready these bats are. He's got the KF30. And I could tell you, because it came into the office to me before he got his commercial shot, the bat came literally out of the box. He pulled it off the wrapper. He had to put the tape on because that was one of the things he wanted to ask you guys is, do you really have to put the grip on? Because all these high-level players have to spend 20 minutes taking the grip off.
Yep.
That's something that frustrates them.
Yeah, to me, it's always interesting, you know, how many grips that are on these bats and how many of them never get used. These, you know, again, you know, I think you see that in softball in general a lot at all levels. Guys, you know, they use bat tape, you know, and they got flares at the bottom of them, or they build them up at the bottom, and you know, to try to make the handle thinner or thicker, or, you know, they can kind of customize it how they want it.
And Kevin Philby just hits a.
How about this one for Kirby? That one just goes foul.
Kirby, who just hit 2 long home runs, he takes the sure base hit and just hits it right up the middle there by the umpire for a quick single. That's what you call team ball playing. I like to see that one. You know, the guy could have tried and blown it out of here again, but he wants to keep that inning going.
Well, that's what's impressive. You know, like even a guy like Greg Cannell that, you know, that's got obviously tremendous power, but he can hit the ball all over the diamond.
He sure
can.
can.
Andy Purcell, that ball you saw him hit last night in that gap over there, you know, instead of trying to jerk a pitch that maybe wasn't the one he wanted to try to drive out of here, he goes ahead and takes it and puts it right in that gap over there in left center field. And, I mean, that's why these guys are as good as they are.
Exactly. And that's where that extra batting practice, you know, hitting them balls all over the fields, like you said, from alley to alley, all the way around the field.
I mean, even a guy like B.J. Falk, as big as he is, you know, a big guy in stature, you know, 6'5" or whatever, he can take a ball and hit it over in that 5-6 hole with the best of them from the left side of the plate. And, you know, I've seen him, you know, a lot of people not even looking for that. You know, third baseman might be down there sleeping, and all of a sudden it's by him.
Well, you think about a veteran team, and this is showcasing it because Shoppe scored 7 in the top of the 5th, and how do you answer? You get 8 in the bottom of the 5th.
Yep, and that's why it's going to be real interesting to see. Not only can Shoppe get out of this inning before it gets out of hand, but also what do they do when they come up in the top of the sixth?
Exactly. As we have a little meeting on the mound there again with the Shoppe, they're trying to slow it down here a little bit, and that's one of the ways to do it. Just have everybody come out and have a little powwow. And
Larry's having a little discussion with Doc and Ken down there. I'm sure they're asking each other where they're going for dinner tonight, or what their plans are later.
Oh yeah, what time does this flight leave out on Sunday?
Yeah. Hopefully it's direct.
So we got what, runners on first and second here, and step to the plate, Brett Helmer.
Yes, sir. I'm sure Lori Timmons has got him hooked up with a good flight back.
Oh yeah.
Here's Helmer.
With his new Easton lime green bat.
Strike!
Called strike.
Yep. Puts a little pressure on you, but I don't believe there's any on him.
Let's go, D!
Helmer, line drive, base hit.
Now that pitch was in on his hands. Did you see the curve on that?
Yeah.
That ball had a big hook on it, and he still managed. He's so strong, he managed to just almost fist it out over there over the second baseman's head.
Yes, he did. Almost looked like that ball was going to hit him. He curved him that much. How old's this kid, Kennington? He's a young kid, isn't he?
I'm thinking he's in his 20s somewhere. I mean, I'll tell you what, he's one of the nicest guys that you'll ever meet. I mean, he hails from Lake City, Florida. He's from the same hometown as Rismondo's Jeremy Yates, and just a good kid. I mean, with obviously tremendous power.
Crazy enough.
And I probably just jinxed him.
The run comes in to score, but after 10 come in to score for Laservision, that's the first 2 outs of this inning.
Yep, double play ball there.
That's really big for Shoppe because I just, Kennington gets up here and blows one out. We got to, this inning's fixing to get out of hand.
Right, we're getting a little run.
Yep,
What, after 15 is 15 or 20?
It's 15.
15.
And there's your inning. So Shoppe manages to survive, without nearly the damage that could have happened.
Now this is key here on how they answer the bell. This is like getting hit by George Foreman, and you go down for a second, and then you got to get back up. And you look over, and he's still standing there.
And it looks like Timmy Coco getting ready to bat here. They're getting right into the teeth of their lineup here. So this will be interesting to see how they respond.
That's right. That's right, because Lee Powers leads off and Timmy's second batter. So, yeah, we're right at the top of the order there. This would be a good time for them to go through the order again.
There's a beautiful graphic created by Rachel Goosens. It's probably one of the big elements we're missing at this World Series is Rachel's moved on to bigger and better things, I guess.
Yeah, she'll be missed. She did a good job.
Created that logo for USSSA a couple years ago. Timmy Coco.
As Gino Buck comes back out on the mound.
This is who, you take a look at that conference championship. Laservision, without a doubt, really missed Gino Buck.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, Gino. He's a heck of a pitcher, and he's a tremendous hitter.
Yeah, they had some injuries during the conference as well with Travis Clark and Umscheid. They had some injury issues, but I mean, the way the Sod boys were hitting it, I don't know. I'm not sure anybody would have beat them. They were really on it.
I was talking to Jason Kendrick last night, and that's what he was saying, that they had some injuries, and you're trying to get your injuries healed up, for that final push this tournament right here.
Coco.
Just smokes one out in the right center field here for.
See who the pitch runner will be here if they'll use one.
Yeah, looks like they want Coco to run on his own.
Who's up? Blackburn. So.
George! that? Come on, machine! Whoa, 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 whoa. Let's go here. Come on, Shoppe, wake up. Let's go. Come on, boys, let's go.
Sounds like Jerry Backman.
Could be.
Hands coming down.
He's back there. He's down.
Yeah, it sounds
Shop
like
dugout. What does it mean to have Backman back in the game?
He's you know, Jerry's been around it a long time. Been with a lot of teams.
Atta baby.
Robo has just roboed it. So that was a good move by Timmy in there. There's no need to pull him out of there and let somebody else run for him because
no running involved.
No.
Just a nice jaunter back to the dugout. Backman out to get things up and going.
That saves him that move, not having to make that.
I'm gonna be honest with you too. That I don't know that there's a guy that takes any more BP than Mr. Robo does.
Yeah.
He's a batting practice fanatic.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
He lives around the house up there in the Charlotte area, and
come on now.
He's a guy that works at it real hard.
Hands coming down, sir. Play.
That's what it's all about.
Neil Hagelin, this one's going to turn foul.
Come on, Neil.
Is that where the cars are?
Another good young hitter.
There's a lot of people that like to live on the edge, Mike. That's
hands coming down.
That's what I've
You're
learned.
taking a chance out there. Where's this Hagelin boy from?
I believe he's from upstate New York, if I'm not mistaken. But he, as you can see right there,
straightens it out.
Kid's got a lot of power. Yeah, he smoked that ball.
So they're kind of answering the bell here, folks. Shoppe coming back here with 3 quick runs.
Like I said, that double play was huge. I mean, that really kind of stopped the bleeding.
Yep.
And then they were able to get out of it on, with the very next batter. So I mean, that was huge for Shoppe.
That was very big. You're absolutely right.
Good on, baby.
David Kessler now.
I'll run my mouth since y'all don't want it. Come on. There we go. That's a shot. Yes, sir. Wow. Way out of here.
Boy, he hit that a long way. That's 4+.
And the other thing about Kessler that I like is the wheels, because how many guys are you going to see today that would have been at second by the time the ball was out of the ballpark?
They'd be still standing at home plate watching it.
Yeah.
We see a lot.
I know. If I hit it that far, I promise you I'm not wrong. I'm just going to watch it.
That was a big hit there. So Laservision, seeing what the situation is here, they're not going to monkey around. They're going to make a quick pitching change here. And who is that?
Billy Messina is going to come on.
That's right.
Casey Rogowski.
Rogowski's going to hit. He's
See
been waiting
what,
for his opportunity.
Dan Fruworth here has got up his sleeve. Him and Pierre seem to be working on some things down there.
I'll run my mouth. Y'all keep your mouth closed in here. I'll
looking
do
at changing
Go,
pitchers, but they decided not to.
And the crowd slowly but surely coming from the backfield, starting to cycle into Champion Stadium.
Rogo, nice
Hour away from the start of the Home Run Derby. It's a good thing we started early, because had we not started early, right now we'd be at 5-6.
Yeah. Well, I set 25 runs. I thought was going to win this ball game. Now we're sitting at 24. And
I was going to say, Laservision feels pretty good there.
18.
Let's go. Get up for Casey. Let's go.
Yeah, they still got 2 at-bats.
That's going to be in here, yeah.
Run it out. Run it out.
See, that's when he gets caught up in that
Get him another swing.
I don't know what type of hitter he is, but
Get him another swing here. Come on. Come on, VC.
base hit would have been nice there also to just keep that momentum going. So we got to pick it up again here.
Hey.
Here comes Vic Cordova. He's been he's a veteran hitter, been around, can play about any position on the diamond, what I'd call a 5-tool guy. He's played a lot of different positions. And he gets in the base hit, clutch hit right there for Vic. Vic won a world championship with the GTL team 2 years in a row. Great accomplishment for him. GTL worth.
That's it. Well, they got a lot of left-handers on this team.
Yeah. Can't have enough of them here.
No, exactly.
And I tell you, this kid here, Flea's been hitting quite a few home runs this week, and I don't know where he's at on the list, but
how about the catch we had earlier from him? Unbelievable.
again, you know, you take guys like himself or, you know, Jeremy H. and Rismondo, they not only got tremendous power but play tremendous defense.
Good eyes, Flea. Big hard. Let's go.
Let's see
Come on,
if there's
Flea.
an
Got
outside
it.
pitch he can yank. There it is.
Go, 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 go.
See what happens here if he gets him.
Knocked
Nice
down
play.
and a good throw back.
Very nice play there. Who's that, Brett?
Travis Clark over there.
Travis Clark, that's it.
It is, though.
So that gives us, what, 2 outs? Runner on first.
Yeah, Coward came into this game with 4 home runs.
Let's
to
go,
answer your
stay hot.
question, so
Yeah,
pretty.
and that's not bad, with it, you know, considering the amount of games they've played.
Yep.
And Eric here, he kind of sprays it around a lot.
Thompson.
See what his game plan is here. Yeah, he's a kind of a line-to-line guy. Likes to go to right center a lot.
He needs to spray it around right here.
Let's go, East. Go, East.
That's
Please,
Andy.
scoring on the hit. Use your wheels. Use your wheels. There you go. You're scoring.
Ooh,
Nice
right
swing
on the
by
line.
Eric. That's some of that line-to-line ability.
Here comes Coward scoring.
And they're going to make it a 5-run game.
Go, Eric. Hey, let's go. Not done. Let's go.
Wow, good piece of hitting right there.
So the Shop boys are hanging around.
They sure are. They're definitely answering here.
Go, boy, play. Go, hustle, play. Go, play. Let it hit hard, buddy.
Dan Lopez, the new pitcher for Louisville Slugger.
And then Jonathan Lenz.
Yep.
Give me that run low. Come on, D-Lo. Go.
Listen to this song.
Go, D-Lo.
That's old school, isn't it?
This is that electric, bubblegum electric company or something.
That's pretty good music here for some of these hitters.
Oh, yeah.
Little all along the watchtower, I've heard.
Oh,
Jimi
yeah.
Hendrix.
Heard some Rush. The only one I haven't heard yet.
Heard some Motown.
I haven't heard any ZZ Top yet.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Let's
Problems
see
for
what
Lopez at third. That should have been the last out of the inning. Instead, Shop has life.
Now I would mark that play down, Big Cat, because you don't ever know how that could affect the overall
outcome
ending of this game.
That's right. So this guy here gets on, and we're at the top of the order again.
Yeah, things get very interesting.
This is a big hit right here for him.
And what you don't want if you're Laservision is number 23 coming to the plate.
That's it.
Let me know. Hands coming down. Play. Strike. Now you ready, young guy?
Gets right ahead of him.
Yeah, that's good pitching by
Yeah, well, that, you know, you guys know as well as I do that he's been doing this a long time. Crafty veteran.
Come on, Lee. That boy, good paper.
They're basically playing them straight away. They got everybody in there, everybody straight away.
This could be the biggest at bat of this game right here.
That's right. The second baseman is kind of breaking. There we
He
go.
got it. Yep.
Boy.
Now things get a little tight
Lance.
because
Lance.
you got Lee Powers coming up, and then you got Mr. Coco behind him, and
That's
you know
right.
this is a pick your poison here.
Well, with the conditions the way that they are, I think I would rather pitch to
on, Lee.
Mr. Powers
Lee, just square
with
up on the ball,
Coco
Lee.
in the field that they're playing.
Yeah, this is a sticky situation for Laservision for sure.
If I was Lee, I think I'd sit on his first pitch. I'd be ready for that first one.
Hands coming down. Play.
I almost think he needs to think really about jerk. If he's going to try to hit it out, he needs to jerk it because he's hit a couple long balls out there in that left center field that, you know,
Right.
got out there pretty good but didn't get out of here. So
We got 2 balls here now.
Go.
look at that. Wow.
whoa.
Nobody's seen that coming.
Whoa, big piece of hit there. That boy, Lee.
If you could read Kyle Moyer's lips, I think he would have been saying, "Are you serious?"
Can we take another look at that?
That was a great piece of hitting there. Believe me, I don't think anybody in the ballpark thought that.
Mike, did you see that coming? I didn't. I guarantee you Kyle Moyer didn't either.
No, because where he's at now, he was even further over.
I don't think.
see why
There you go.
He
Here's another look.
See it right here. I don't even think he moved.
Coco.
Like,
Oh,
look
look
at him.
how far he is
Yeah,
over
he's
there.
way
Come on,
over.
B,
I don't
touch
understand
it.
why he's over there that far.
Yes,
Oh
sir.
boy, that ball's tailing back the other way.
It gets down.
Here.
And you gotta hustle, you gotta hustle.
Here's the throw to the plate. Not in
Safe.
time.
Wow.
Let's go.
Here we go.
Shoppe has answered the bell. They looked in that corner and saw George Foreman standing, and he said, I think I can knock this guy out.
Yeah.
Well, you know, here the only problem I see right here for Shoppe though is
What?
Laservision still has the hammer, so we're going to
Well,
see
yeah,
what,
you're right about that.
we're
You're
going to
right
see what
about
they
that.
do here. But you're right. Now the pressure gets turned up a little bit here.
And you got a guy that takes all the batting practice in the world. I think it's just going to be another at bat for Robo.
Yep. And I have a good feeling. I have a good feeling. I think I know what he's going to do here.
Right
What his
towards
game
that-
plan is
right
anyway.
towards that USSSA World Series sign with his name on it.
Wait. Nope. Nope.
He's a good pull hitter too. So this
Oh,
is
he is?
really
Okay.
this is playing into his.
Nope. Strike.
And Ken's getting
Just wants
Robo's
to make
telling
sure they
him
know he's
his,
sure.
Robo's telling him his favorite color right now.
Don't break your concentration, Robo. Get up there and think about hitting where you're going to hit it.
Change the thing, Robo.
Hands coming down, sir.
Play.
Yes, sir!
He went with his strength.
That's it. That's it.
And that's what a good hitter does. He goes with his strength. Let the pitcher make a mistake
Yes,
and boom.
sir.
That's it.
Yes, sir.
So
Here
we got two down, 24-23.
Neil Hagland, who could give them
What a
the
game.
lead. Yeah.
That's all I can tell you. What a game.
Here
Right
comes
now,
Coach
no move, go,
Laservision.
no move.
Here comes
Nice
Dan
swing.
Fruworth to the mound.
Walk out there and let's
See what
chit-chat
he's
a
got
little
up
bit,
his
guys.
sleeve.
What I say? Knock Billy out of the game. Let's
He's
go.
going to buy at that lobster place all you can eat.
Hey, we ain't done
It's
yet.
not too
We need
far.
the Morton. You know
That's a
what we
good
need,
thing.
Mike? We don't have the Morton steak sign here.
Stay up
we
in
don't.
here.
What's
come
going
on.
on here, man? I might have to go up there tonight and paint one on one of them flags. Right? We got.
We've seen it hit the flags a couple times in the home run derby.
We ain't got
come
no
on,
Morton
son.
steak sign.
Well, we could have a Morton's
Morton's
flag
steak
up there,
sign.
and if a guy hits the flag, they get a free steak dinner.
That's what we need.
Compliments of Mike Masenko.
That's it. I'm
Yeah.
buying.
You're good, young.
I'll tell you, if a guy hits one of them pennants in the air, I'll go in halves with you, big man.
The size of the steak I'm going to buy, 24 ounce. Going to make it worth your while.
I've dined with Mike a few times, and believe me, he is a veteran.
Let's go,
He
boys.
knows
Get
what he's
up in
doing.
here.
Not only
Let's
does he know
go.
what he's
Come
doing
on.
at the plate, but he knows what he's doing at the other plate, too.
Yeah, I wash dishes too, I'd like to know.
Nice.
After I get to wash the dishes at the house, my wife will pull them out and she'll say, who washed this?
Now it is a considerably, and this is the wrong word by all means, it's considerably easier to hit a pennant in the home run derby than it is during the game.
That's right.
And easy is obviously a relative word.
Well, you know, again, you know, these guys, depending on how quickly the inning or they go through the lineup and everything, you know, they're sitting over there for quite a while between swings. And the home run derby,
Now
you get
you're
to
ready.
keep going.
Come
Wow.
on, 9. Let's go. Let's go, 9.
That was a pretty good pitch right there.
Yeah,
Don't,
I didn't.
you know, don't take strike three.
Not gonna win that battle.
Well, the key is here. Don't get
Come
out
on,
of here.
Neil.
Don't get your head
Over,
wrong
Neil.
here.
Come on, Hank. You ain't gonna
Stay
beat
with
that
it, and
umpire.
you know, kind of like
Come on,
Robo did.
Neil. Nope. Nope.
Woo.
Get up, baby. No, come on, Chad. Hey, Neil.
That's a.
Come on, hustle.
Well, we know who the tough guy in the ballpark is right now. That guy right there, because I'd have been swinging at that.
Yes, make that hurt.
And if you notice, when you check out left field, there's some, you know, I could drive a couple of semis over there sideways.
Yeah, this is again where the you know the 5-man infield and the 3-man outfield really comes into play. You know, because out in the outfield, it's you're obviously leaving some space in between the outfielders. So we'll see what Kess does
He hit
here.
it out of here last time between the 385 and the wall in center. And now,
Look at this. No, he didn't have enough legs. I thought he had him when he first turned around. Well, Still a good answer by the shot boys.
Oh, yeah.
Still a good
Coming
answer.
one short as we head to the bottom of the 6th. It's an important inning for Shoppe now.
Come on,
They can
boys.
get a low number here. They find themselves right back in the ballgame with all sorts of momentum.
Oh, really? This is an important inning also for Laservision. Just think what happens if they don't let them this inning.
I did.
Okay, that's only going to get the momentum to Shoppe and come in next inning. Now, I'm looking ahead here, but Laservision's going to answer again too. They're not going to get out of here cheap.
Well, the other thing is too is Laservision's bench is pretty deep, so they still have some options in there. They've got a guy down there that wears number 7 that if he's called to the plate, he's a left-handed hitter.
Yeah.
With power, and they could utilize him. So
he's itching to play because he told me, he said, Mike, I haven't played a lot this year, but I'm not complaining. I'm part of the team, and he goes, I just haven't played a lot. The other guys are hitting a little bit better or whatnot. He goes, I'm ready to play whenever they call on me. So, he's right. You're right. He's over there probably just itching to get up there and take a swing.
And they're kind of in the teeth of their lineup here because I believe Dirk made the last out of the inning last inning. So, here we got Moyer, you got Sam Lopez down there, and Gino coming up. So. This is a pretty formidable part of their lineup. So they got the right guys in the right spot. If you're if you're sitting in their dugout, you got to be feeling pretty good about it.
Oh yeah.
And you still have the lead.
Yes, you do. Nice little softball game here before the home run derby.
Yep.
Yeah.
Setting up to be a great night, gentlemen.
You want to see games like this. I could sit here and watch these games all day long.
The nice thing about it, too, is, everybody, when they think of the major level of softball, they always think of nothing but home runs, and how far the guys are hitting it. You've seen here an assortment of hitting skills, guys, left-handed hitters hitting it down the left field line and right-handed hitters going down the right. I mean, this is a testimony to how good these guys are.
It's like a complete game. Watching a complete game, you have all the parts of the softball game in it.
Right.
All right, Kyle Moyer. He could start another big rally. They scored 10 runs in the bottom of the 5th.
Now, if you really look at this defense they have set up, look where 3 guys are standing right here on the right side. So now again, Moyer could he can get even here because I've seen him hit it down that third baseline with the best of them, but instead he decides to go for the downs and flies out. Now, Mike, as a left-handed hitter, when you were hitting, if you see that left fielder playing way off that line, do you take a shot at him, or do you stay with what you've been doing? Because Moyer's been hitting it pretty good.
Yeah, I think you stay with what you do because, the ball, like we said, we know it carries well to right field here, and he's been hitting line shots and home runs to right field. So, he did what he wanted to do, but, I mean, he just didn't connect it. Yeah, he just missed it.
Nope, just went outside.
Yeah, because it's just as easy as doing that there. He could have popped it up to left field trying to hit that line shot down there.
Now, that's a big out for Shoppe, too, because retiring that first batter kind of puts a different mindset in the opposition's dugout. So let's see what Mr. Gino does here. And he got enough, I think. Yes, sir.
Yes, he did.
Yep.
Gets out.
You talk about, we were talking earlier about a guy like Jason Kendrick. I don't know how many people that are still actively playing in the game that have won as many world championships as that guy has. He's
probably not. He has won a game. I guarantee you he's won at least 20, 25.
Lopez, man, just snuck up above the glove.
Sammy's been swinging a pretty good bat this game, hitting it down and out.
Yes, he has. Well, as we said, we got to see how they answer the bell here. And here's our last batter in the order. After him, we're right back to the top in the thick of things here.
Yep. How impressive is that when you got, you think about Rismondo last night, you got Howie Krause batting 11th.
And guess who's going down to first base to run for?
There it comes.
Jason Kendrick.
One of the best of all time right there.
That's right. So Jason comes in to run for Lopez. He's on first. We have one out. and Brian Rainwater at the plate.
Now we're here.
And they're nursing a 2-run lead here, 25-23.
Strike!
And, of course, what Shoppe's hoping for here is a ground ball and get him out of this inning.
Yep.
Hands coming down. Play. Back here. Over.
Ooh. That was close.
Walk drawn. And I can hear some verbiage here off the pitcher's mouth there about the way that pitch landed. He wasn't happy.
That was quite a hook on that pitch, too, it seemed. It seemed to really break inside.
It sure did.
I don't think that was his game plan there.
Bryson Baker.
So here we go, folks. We got one of the better hitters in the conference, in the country, Bryson Baker. And he has just hit this ball in the gap.
Hits it well, but
it stadium.
Wow, it did get out.
Wow, wow, wow.
And you see the frustration out there in right field by Rogowski. Not a whole lot he can do.
No.
Well,
I thought that one he may have had a chance to catch it first. It just kept hanging up there.
Well, again, if you're pitching to him, you're trying to figure out what can I do to just get a ground ball here, because that's really what they needed. They needed a ground ball somewhere.
That ball was
They didn't get it. They got one that was hit about, 400 feet, you think, Mike?
Oh, yeah, that ball was at least 400 feet. To the opposite field. And pound per pound, Bryson, he's not a big guy.
Yeah, I mean, and that's, we were talking about like guys like him and Dennis Ruley. You can't forget that they do have power. They can hit it. I mean, I've seen Ruley hit him a long way out of here, too, for his size. So,
That's
I mean,
right.
it's
And here goes Wegman. He's like, man, I just seen that guy hit it there.
He just
tapped
looks like
it in
the
the
outfield
wall
has a
again.
heck of an effort, but he almost looked like he overran it.
And here comes Brian around the field to have an inside the park home run. Great piece of hitting and great piece of hustling there on Brian Wegman's part.
Yep.
And it's 29-23, and as
now again, from sitting up here, it didn't look like he particularly hit that ball that hard, and look how it just got up and.
Yes.
I mean,
it ricocheted off that wall.
But and the biggest thing is now with Laservision being the home team, it's not insurmountable by any means, but it's starting to get to be a little bit more challenging for these teams to work their way back in the ball game for Shoppe, where we start to stand.
Oh, no, you're absolutely right.
Hands coming down. Play.
And then we got Philby here, and last time up, he got the base hit through the gap there and keep the inning going for him. He's hit 2 bombs besides that, so. That was foul, about 490 feet.
Yeah, that ball's on the back. I hope that didn't hit Mr. Dionatis' car over there, because that ball was hit pretty well.
That's where all the cars are parked at, so.
But that, again, here's a guy here, another left-handed hitter for Laservision, and their lineup's pretty laden with them.
And that one's out of here, too. That's a fair ball. So Laservision has answered the bell once again.
Yep. As you would expect from a veteran team that, like Rismondo last night, like you were alluding to earlier, Mike. These veteran teams, you can put the screws to them, put a little pressure on them, they usually respond.
That's it. They kind of remind me of the old Howards team. In the old Howards team, you knew until that last out that they were in the game. I don't care how many runs you score. And the thing about the Howards team is that they wouldn't say too much. They weren't very boisterous. Had one guy, and that was Crusher. When he hit a home run, everybody, they all got lined up, and he hit your hand so hard that it would hurt until the next time he hit a home run.
Yeah, I know Crusher's son, Adam, really well, and you ought to see him.
Oh, I know it. He's like, he looks like the Undertaker.
I mean, I don't know what nickname to give him, but whatever it is, it would be similar to Crusher.
Yeah, he could be called Crusher too, or whatever.
Yeah.
But like I said, Don Art, Stan Harvey, Gene Fisher, H.T. Waller, those guys just sat there on the bench and just scored and scored and scored.
Yeah.
Never said a word.
Just like a machine.
Just like a machine. And the best part about it was, and I hate to say this, but Don would be on one end of the bench smoking them one right after another, and Stan would be on the other end of the bench smoking them one right after another.
Helmer, base hit. Around the corners with one out.
Yep.
I think one of the things, too, like in that era of softball that gets overlooked, kind of like these guys, is people forget you had some pretty good defensive players, too.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you had guys like Doug Roberson you played with, Brett Hightower, Ronnie Parnell. I mean,
Ron Parnell.
So many great players, that were outstanding defensive players as
yeah.
well. Dan Shook, Todd Jorling.
Yep.
I mean, these guys were money on defense.
That's it. Ron Parnell, I think he is the leader now. I'm not sure. I got to check the stats on it. He broke the record for all-time hits a couple of years ago when he was playing, and then he retired after that. And I think he might still be the all-time hits leader. And Ron, who's all-world defensively a number of times, is a great ball player, and he's still playing on the 50 on the senior market.
Right.
And, he kept himself in real great shape.
Well, he'll be out there in Vegas, I heard, too. He's going to be out
in
there.
Vegas.
So.
He'll be there in Vegas. I watched him last year in Vegas, and it was funny because, everybody's hitting with them senior bats, and he had a Z2000.
Man.
God.
Kennington, that didn't even look like he hit that one, didn't it?
I'm saying the last two or three
balls
balls that have been hit there from
telling
here
you, right.
don't look like.
It's like there's a stream
and then they just
right
keep
there.
going.
I mean, I thought that for sure right off the bat that was a pop-up, to be honest with
I'm
you.
watching the outfield react, and they're just standing. I'm thinking.
That's it. Between the 385 sign and the blue USSSA on the scoreboard there, right there. If you hit it now with some gusto.
Might just be a little bit of a stream as the wind blows across and blows out that way. Maybe it just gets caught.
Listen, I've been down here for a long time, and I'm telling you, whatever team's lefties hit the best are usually playing on Sunday, and that's a fact.
Yep, you're right about that. Who's this boy?
Mike Umshed.
Know anything about him, Corny?
Yeah, he's kind of emerged on the scene here the last couple years, but again, one of those guys that can hit it from line to line. Has enough power to hold his own, but can work it around the diamond. And
what position does he play?
He's a really good kid. He plays. I've seen him play in a few different positions. I've seen him play some outfield, seen him play some infield. He's one of those guys that can play anywhere on the diamond. And you can see that speed right there. I mean, that was a well-hit ball, and before you know it, he's on second base.
Those are kind of players I like to have on my team. Where do you play? Anywhere?
I believe he's from Minnesota, if I'm not mistaken. But good young player. Good kid too. I mean, I've seen him around the ballpark. Very respectful. Carries himself well.
Sure. That means a lot. That means a lot.
Here comes one of my favorites, Kyle Moyer. See what Big Kyle does. I coached him for a few years on Team 454.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he was. See, he's got his hair cut. I mean, I didn't recognize him the other day. I don't think his hat fits him anymore.
Well,
there goes that one.
balls went out. That
yeah,
one's
I would have to say that's got a good chance.
Wait a minute.
No.
Boy, oh boy.
Mike, I think you and I need to get our prescriptions upgraded because I'm not seeing those other ones going out. That one there, I thought for sure.
Set too. He's up here with us too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or we're just getting old, Mike.
Or did he just miss that ball completely and it went that far? Because it looked like he put a good swing on it, didn't it?
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is. I think this run here is important. Get it to 11.
Yeah, we got
and
Big Gino Buck.
really put the pressure on Shoppe.
Now, what's going to be funny is if he launches it in that same place and it goes up by about 20 feet.
Well, he did last time.
Yeah.
Yep. Let me know. Hands coming down. Play.
Kyle may be still trying to recover from that ball that guy hit down the line there earlier last inning.
Oh, yeah, right.
Buck, this one for sure has popped up, but maybe it winds up good. Foul. Well, that's going to be the inning. He's going to foul out to retire the side. Shoppe's down to their final 3 outs. 30.
33-23?
Yeah, as we head to the 7th
33-23.
on USSSALive.com.
33-23.
Okay.
You ready to be an umpire? Huh?
In the nation, we can't make every annoying thing disappear, but we can eliminate deductibles. Nationwide insurance members who add vanishing deductible get $100 off for every year of safe driving. Join the nation where deductibles go.
Nationwide is on your side.
You SSSA members, you could save money on your auto insurance. Call a local Nationwide agent or 1-866-556-SAVE.
Oh, absolutely. When it's up above that? Right. Yep, absolutely. Go, you guys, knock fuck up. I'm ready for the home run.
Ready for championship play.
And we're back with the 7th. Laservision is 3 outs away from advancing to the winners bracket final. And Mike Basinko, we opened up a photo studio up here up top. It's always important, you know.
Well,
a memento.
Hey, anytime you can get a picture of one of the best of all time, hey, what's wrong with that?
Can you autograph it for me after? That's the question.
Yeah. We need to get my man Denny Helmig up here. Right, Mike? That's the only thing missing from that picture is Denny. Yeah. Helmig, if you're out there in the audience, come on up, big man.
Shorten it up just a little bit.
Well, this is a time of the game where the mentality for Shoppe is get on base and pass it back to the next guy and see what happens.
That's right.
And this ball here is driven well. Nice play out there by Wegman.
And Laservision 2 outs away from the winners bracket final. And
was that
when
Brett?
you get to there, you're it's the catbird seat when you get there to that game tomorrow night because you know, 9 times out of 10 you're going to have a chance to play on Sunday. I mean, you're going to play on Sunday even if you lose because
we don't want to even think about that. Though.
Yeah.
You want to think about getting to tomorrow. Of course, they got to win tonight.
Yeah.
And then getting to tomorrow and taking care of business.
Yeah, one game at a time.
Yep. Can't overlook anybody here. If they've made it this far, they're dangerous.
That's right.
But getting that first out for Laservision's, that's huge.
Yes. And he hit the ball pretty good, too. That was Brett. He hit the ball really good.
Oh, that was 385. I mean, he caught it right up there on the wall. I mean, listen, like I said, if I can hit a ball 385 feet, I wouldn't suspect anybody's going to catch it.
That's
I'm
right.
thinking it's gone.
385 and you're out. Oh, boy. Line shot to the third baseman there by Victor Cordova.
There's, you know, Cordova, one of them guys, you know, crafty, can go all over the diamond. But Sammy Lopez, a former teammate of Vic's on GTL, was up to the task.
He was up, and he was actually up a little bit closer, too.
Kyle Cowart now.
There we go. What's his nickname?
Flea. One of the nicest guys around, too. He's good people, man. He's hails from down there in Valdosta, Georgia area.
Whenever I see him, he's always saying hi. Hi, Mr. Masenko. I said, Mister. You talk to me like I'm 65
Plays with a lot
years
of
old.
looks like, you know, he's one of them guys that when he's playing looks like he's really enjoying himself, and that's kind of neat to see, you know, a guy that
well, that's a good thing.
He's always having fun.
That's what it's all about.
Here comes a fellow teammate from Georgia, Eric Thompson.
Yep.
Down around the Macon area.
Is that where he's from, Georgia?
Right down around Macon, Georgia, yep. Been around, he's been another guy, you know, he's been with Shoppe a long time. Might be one of their, I'm sure he's probably their longest tenured player.
Yep. Macon, Georgia. Boy, they had some great softball tournaments in Macon, Georgia. That's
Remember
for
the old
sure.
Flag City down there?
Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy.
That was a good one.
Sure was. Well, this guy's
Yeah,
not
the
quitting.
corner.
Ball. That's
Keep
what
it
Eric,
alive.
like I said, that's one of his trademarks, is right center, right field. That's really where he can hit it over there pretty good with some of the best of them.
and the flea just flew home.
Well, the loser of this game in the stadium tomorrow at 3 o'clock. And then the loser of tonight's game between Resmondo and DeMarini Dirty at 5 o'clock. The game tonight at 9 o'clock, by the way, is carried on ESPN3.com. We'll have a wide view like this where you get to at least check in if you don't have ESPN3, but it'll be quite a show to tune into the full broadcast. First, we'll start with you, Mike. What is going to be the key? You know, a lot of people pulling for Resmondo, but what does DeMarini Dirty need to do to pull off the upset? As you see this one get wrapped up in Laservision, advance to the winner's bracket final.
Well, you know, they need to play a steady game.
Yeah.
You know, don't try. I mean, if they get out to a big 10, 15 run lead or something, that's you know, abnormal. You know, play a steady game. Try and mark 4 or 5 runs every inning. You know, Resmondo's going to have their big innings, but you know, just try to stay within yourself, stay with them, and give yourself a chance to win in the 6th or the 7th inning. You know, that's what you got to do. You got to be able to stay with them, and then in the 6th or the 7th. You know, and then you got to play defense. You can't give them that extra out where that one ball is booted and they 10 runs after that, where that could have been the 3rd out and it's over with. You got to play some tremendous defense tonight. Don't give them any extra outs, and then you got yourself a chance.
You know, you've seen Resmondo get beat. What normally is the thing that the opposition does when they come out on top, Corny?
Well, I think that, you know, when you look at Resmondo, you know, again, they have so many veteran players, and they've been, you know, they've had their backs to the wall several times this year. They just don't have a lot of weaknesses. I mean, they're strong defensively, they're good offensively. You know, they've got power, they got guys that can hit it all over the time. Tremendous speed. I mean, that's another thing. They have great speed on that team, guys that can really go get it. So, I mean, if for DeMarini to be able to beat them tonight, what they're going to have to do is, number one, they're not going to be they can't make any errors. They can't give outs away. You know, they're going to have to the home run hitters they have to hit home runs, and the guys that they have that hit it around the diamond are going to have to hit it around the diamond. So they're going to have to play a good game to win the game. You know, it's just hard to bet against the sod boys out here in this ballpark at night because you guys know as well as I do. At night, it just blows. You know, I mean, all fields are strong, so they're going to have to play a pretty flawless game, I believe, to beat Travis and the boys.
Finish this way, 30 minutes of the home run derby. One name, Mike Masinko, who does it tonight? Who wins the home run derby?
I'm going to go with Greg Cannell.
Cannell?
Yeah.
Actually, I have an insider knowledge that because of the hand, he is subbed out for tonight, at least is the word I have.
Oh, is his hand messed up?
He's been battling a hand injury, and I believe that he's not going to be playing in the home run derby. Probably just make sure he's ready to go for the game tonight. So I'll let you ponder one more. We'll get you another pick just because I don't want you. It's not fair for you to get a pick that's not even competing tonight. Corny, who do you got?
Well, I tell you, there's a couple guys that come to mind.
We got one. We get one.
I know, but I'll give you my number one and my number two. How about that?
Okay, that works.
I'm going to say number one. I like Andy Purcell.
Okay.
He's hitting this event a lot. You know, he's got good power. He can hit it really from the 335 to the 385. He's pretty tough. And then the other guy you got to look out for in Resmondo's lineup would be Jeremy Eisenhower.
Okay.
A left-handed hitter. You know, he's got that. He has a home run hitter's mentality too. Yeah. So, you know, I think that he could be a sleeper. But I would have to say, you know, I like Andy Purcell.
All right, Mike.
I like Jeremy Eisenhower too because he's a go-getter. You know, and then if I have a second pick, I'm going to go with Timmy Coco.
Timmy Coco.
Coco's got to be in the mix there somewhere, okay? I'd like to see Jeremy Eisenhower win it because he's a good kid. I'd like to see him do it. But, you know, you can't get rid of Timmy Coco. So right there's my two picks.
One thing to remember tonight, too, and this, again, you know, when you're in a home run derby and you've hit in them before, Big Cat, and, you know, the pitcher –
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of the guy that gets forgotten a lot of times. I mean, you got, you know, your pitcher that you picked to pitch to, and these guys tonight will get to, you know, it's not going to be one guy throwing to everybody. They get to pick who they want. You want to make sure the guy that you got throwing to you understands where your zone is and where you like it, because if you can get that done, then it's a whole different, you know, that makes your job easier to just get up here and swing. So.
And, you know, in some of these home run derby contests where there's money that's involved, you know, the guys that pick their pitchers, they take care of them. Say, hey, it's $300 for the champion. Hey, I'm going to give you at least $50, $75 for pitching to me. And I like that when that happens.
Yeah, I mean, if I was pitching, I'd want 150, but that's just me. I mean,
well, you got to negotiate that before. You want me to give you some nice pitches, or you want me to make you reach for it?
Well, it should be interesting tonight. You know, both the home run derby and the
And the next game after that.
Yep.
Well, that's coming up next on ESPN 3. Guys, thank you. We'll see you tomorrow, right?
All right, Bernie, enjoyed it. Thanks for the invite.
Thank you.
Thank you.